Hello and welcome to the 15th episode of VspireLab's Facebook Live interview series, where we aspire to inspire your startup journey and also equip you with the necessary knowledge to succeed. Today with us we have the CEO of CTech, Mr. Yong who is going to share with us the challenges that CTech and he himself face in developing startups as well as e-commerce merchants. For your information, CTech stands for Selangor Information Technology and E-Commerce Council. Okay, without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Yong to introduce himself and also a little bit about CTech.
Right, thanks for inviting me. CTech is started in 2015, mid-2015, with the aims of providing cultivating the talents for the digital economy, as well as assisting the Selangor small medium industry, traditional industry, adopting to e-commerce as well as digital economy. So it was funded by the Selangor government, and then we have been growing leaps and bounds for the past 3 years.
3 years.
We have a lot of activities. Mainly is the e-commerce class. We have e-commerce class in 3 languages. And then we also have Online 100, which is with the aims of nurturing 100 online merchants in a year. And also we also have this providing the apps 100, providing the apps and also nurturing the merchant to sell on the major platform, including Lazada, Locon, and also Uberi, as well as the several other platforms we are talking to. Most of them maybe Shopee coming soon, and also 11th Street. So these are the effort that we've been doing. So for the past I think 2.5 years, we have already cultivated 300 merchants. 300 merchants
who grew under CTech.
Yeah, grew under CTech. So some of these are new merchants, some of them are traditional industry, SME and stuff like that. So they couldn't find a way to get on the e-commerce bandwagon. So we assist them. We take them as a nanny. So we work with them. We see the progress, and the sales is quite good. For the past 1 year, we have seen growing sales. So maybe from started with 1.2 million, now grow to 5.3 million.
Total revenue of all.
Total revenue GMV.
Yeah. So before that, Mr. Young, could you introduce about yourself? What you did, and how you got here?
Before that, I'm a journalist, veteran editor for 15 years in Malaysia Kini, and then also I started this Kini TV. So I'm the founding CEO of Kini TV, which also started the trends of instant live and as well as news recording. And then I decided to work on CTech for the past 3 years.
So, were you in the ideation team of CTech initially?
Yes. I'm also the founder as well as the ideation team. So yes, I think the idea was 3 years ago. We felt that there's a need for Selangor, especially at the center of economy of Malaysia, to really push on e-commerce as well as digital economy in order to make itself as the trading center of Southeast Asia. So our aims now, if we're looking at that, was very much in line with even the DFTZ, the Digital Free Trade Zone, making Malaysia as the gateway. So and of course the center is at Selangor, at the KLIA 2. And Selangor has the facilities and everything, port and then the airport, and also the warehouse. Mostly a lot of the warehouses, also e-commerce providers, enablers are here.
We also have good payment gateways, transport logistics partners.
So in terms of logistic payment gateway and the rest, I think we are very much equipped, and also we have experienced merchants who has been able to sell to China, India, and also cross-border in Southeast Asia.
So when we are starting something, normally we'll have a model to look up to as an idol or role model. So which was the country, or specifically which company were you looking at to emulate and apply back in Selangor?
I think one of the example is always we're referring to. One is Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Because the population is almost same like Malaysia.
Okay.
23 million, we are 30 million.
Uh-huh.
So, but they are very much active in terms of e-commerce. They are having 14% of out of the retail.
Okay.
Out of the retail.
Out of the
so,
retail.
so when I mean the usage of e-commerce is, and also the delivery. Let's say for Taipei City, it's 200,000 parcel. 400,000 parcel per day. So we are at post Malaysia. The latest figure is we are at 200,000 parcel for the whole Malaysia.
The whole of Malaysia, that's only one city.
For Taipei, and they guarantee 4 hours delivery.
Guaranteed top 4 hours.
4 hours delivery. So this is comparable to. I mean, this they also learn from Amazon Express, from Alibaba.
They look at those people.
And also Japan, Rakuten. So they actually combine all this experience and came up with some model that which is suitable for size of a smaller nation.
Yes.
When we're talking about Japan, US, Korea, and China, their model is different because their capital with the vast market. So we're looking at the smaller, nimble kind of
growing market.
Growing market, and how we can form this small market. We'll be able to open up the opportunity for various startup, e-commerce and enabler and provider to able to upgrade their the service, the level of services.
Right.
That's why CITEC also have organized the first in Malaysia, the e-commerce hackathon before.
E-commerce hackathon.
Yeah, so usually the hackathon is for the startup, tech people to hack something, to create something. But we want to do a hackathon for the industry people, so to have an in-depth discussion. You've divided in a few groups: marketplace, also logistic and payment and sell. So, and to discuss what's the issues, and then came up with suggestions. So that one went well. We done it last year, went very well. And then we found actually that the challenge mostly are in logistic, and we also do a survey about what's the user sentiment.
Will you be planning one this year? If someone else wants to join in?
Yeah, sure. We were thinking of how we conduct another in-depth discussion. Because I think this go well with what is the discussion going around the industry. And I think our e-commerce industry and also startup has actually grown very well. I heard actually some companies are growing around 300% this year. 300%? Yeah. Wow. So it shows that how the industry and from the interaction with Alibaba, I recently came back from one of their conference. So they have actually tell us we have a lot of hidden champions, which is doing very well in China. So but the issue is our merchant is not eloquent, and also it's shy to actually share their experience. So
I guess so.
You look at the business sector in Malaysia as well. We only have 2 business publication. So unlike in a lot of countries, there are so many business publication, even tech publication. To share on all this. I think we are still at this stage of actually we have hidden champions, but then we were shy. We don't know that actually we have acquired certain standard. And our standard actually can be a benchmark for our startup and our merchants to actually look up to. So because if you reach that standard, then you're able to compete globally and all cross-border.
So like, if initially, like what I know, like 2-3 years ago, it started with WhatsApp selling, WeChat selling. How has it grown from there? Like initially, when you take someone when you start nannying them or nurturing them, where do they come from and where do you take them to?
Yeah, I think there's also a lot of challenge for us. Actually, we have a lot of what we call that also again hidden champion. So they may sell very well in Chinese New Year, in Hari Raya season, and so some of the other Christmas season and stuff like that. But then they will
seasonal
seasonal, and then they will sort not switch off, but they will doze off until the next year.
Go back to their normal jobs.
So what we wanted to talk to them is actually to be sustainable, and also have some of the sales are quite good, 1 million, 1.5 million, stuff like that. So we actually want to talk to them how to grow your business into a formal business entity and also sustainable in the long run.
If 1 million plus, even if 20% profit. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. So just for few months. So actually now I think what we want to work with them is to actually suggest them in terms of PM now. You know Malaysian like PM.
Everything PM.
So that's
I love
the
PM.
culture. Yeah. That's the Malaysian culture. It's very unique, you know. Of course, I think what we want to work with them is actually they have to register as a SSM and then start selling
Go
in
legal.
start selling in major platform.
Yes.
The good things about major platform is give you data
Yes.
and also give you a lot. They will actually help you to supplement your publicity and also provide you with more
The
discount
platform
and
actually
stuff
helps
like
with
that.
SEO. And
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
and the rest of it. And also the other one is you will meet up with the like-minded merchants,
Yes, similar
exchange experience, and then also in terms of resource, I think that there's an issue of we are lacking in terms of the very professional or very experienced digital economy talents.
Okay.
So either a programmer, either seller,
Alright.
either working with the servicing our customers. So that's a challenge. To look for experienced and qualified personnel. So I think if you join in the formal community, the big, huge community now. Even I saw this WhatsApp group grow to 4 to 8 WhatsApp group, which is quite a huge group. So there's actually a lot of experience sharing, and also if you have problem issues, you just share, and then somebody will be able
These
to guide
groups
you.
are under CTEC.
No, they actually work with among the merchants.
Among the
So
merchants.
it grows together because of the fraternity. The community wanted to share and to discuss. So I think that's a good opportunity. Also, CTEC have worked out with besides our merchants that we nurture. We're trying to work with them also. Some of them may actually participate in the e-trade, which is our program by Matrade to
okay.
actually sell on on Alibaba and also cross-border in Amazon. There's also an effort to get our startup working together. So we have CTEC has came up with a site called Startup Connect.
Startup Connect.
Yeah. So
You
listing
have a
up
list
all
of
the
startups
startup
and,
what they
yes.
do. Of course, we are also trying to work with the state government also to have a special procurement website, which
procurement.
like a lot of local council when they want to getting the service or buy things and stuff like that. So they would able to refer
Like
to a
something
site.
like e-perolehan.
Yeah.
Okay.
But some website which is looking at the services of a startup, which is being filtered and also being qualified.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, as when we talk about merchants, what I know is like a salesman or a marketer. How do you connect them with the manufacturer or providers of the things to sell?
Okay. Actually, they will, yes, first thing they have to source for their products.
Sourcing, yes.
Yeah, sourcing their products and being able to work with the either OEM providers or they themselves sourcing the few source. Yeah.
Like the seasonal products, normally they start like 2 months before.
Yeah, 2 or 3 months before.
So how do we go and approach someone to, let's say, a factory or someone, hey, make me this throughout the year?
Yes, that's why you need data. You need the data. You're being able to look at what's the demand, predicting the demands for the next few years, next season.
Yes,
the
yes.
trend, also the user behavior, what kind of things they want to buy, when they want to buy,
Yes.
and what's the price. Because
suitable price for people to
Malaysians are very price sensitive. So you need to know about the range that's acceptable, and and so that you can stand out in the market. So I think the pricing and the sourcing is not an issue. The issue is actually managing your site from the warehouse to the
Inventory.
front end.
Okay.
So you have to sync everything, and I think the challenge for Malaysians are. We actually only have 5%, even in Southeast Asia, only 5% of Malaysian company is all the government sector is on cloud. So compared to 80% of the Northern Asia. So you have a lot of issues in terms of data syncing, and then because why you need to sync all this data, one, because you'll be able to answer the demand in the on the website, stuff like that. The other one is you'll be able to send your products and the service the customer properly and in time. So I think that is also a challenge.
So you target some product is going to be hot selling in the next 2 months. You stock up, or you already pre-order your things. Load it up in your warehouse.
And then you'll do a lot of publicity, sharing, and also you may get some celebrity wanted to talk about your product and stuff like that, which is a trend now.
Actually, CTech has a place where you can go and shoot. Upstairs, right?
Free studio.
Yes. If you're affiliate of CTech, you can come and use their studios to actually take photos of your products, of your models, and all that.
And we actually welcome the merchants to come and use the facilities for free.
How would someone come and connect with you and like, hey, I want to be part of your platform or learn from you? What would they have to do?
They just come in, walk in, and join our e-commerce class. One thing.
Start with the
e-commerce class. We wanted everyone at least to have a basic about it, and also, or they can actually refer to our online academy. We have a CTech academy. All our I think now we have around 100 PowerPoint and also 60 videos, which consists of all our classes and everything. And we are coming up with exam topics. So because we want to test whether the competent enough and stuff like that. Because I think the staff, I mean the e-commerce staff and stuff like that, they also want to tell their bosses that they have gone through the classes and they will be able to answer all these questions. So the basic knowledge about it, and of course they can register with our online 100 programs.
What's the online 100?
Online 100 programs is basically the target is for CTech to actually train 100 Selangor SMEs or new merchants to come on board. Started studying online, so become e-commerce seller.
Become an e-commerce. We did include like traditional sellers who have been doing direct sales.
Traditional sellers, we very much welcome them. Just like in Selangor, I think we most of our merchants that we train working in so typical of the 3 C's, the computers, laptop and the rest, and then in apparels, women's apparels, or mother or the baby, baby. Then also the other one is surprisingly about the spare pipes of the spare pipes of cars and stuff like that. So apparently Malaysian spare pipes are very popular in US and some of the European countries.
So are the specs like for international specs already? Is the quality good enough?
Yeah, quality good enough. And then in terms of because of the currency depreciation, so actually they become very competitive.
Actually, to share, like all 3 of us from VspireLab started through a CTech program last year called Startup Quest. So we met here and we saw each other. Actually, I was not part of the group. Later on, I joined them. So actually, Startup Quest itself was a mind-opening platform. I didn't know it. I had an idea, but I didn't know how to execute it. So when seeing like-minded people with different talents, with the aim of building a business, I think some event like that will be the best platform to meet a group, create a team.
We have organized 3 startup quests already. So each time we have around 60 to 70 people joining, forming 15 to 20 teams. So came out with all sorts of products. So I think that it's actually a good event to actually cultivate, and hopefully we are looking forward to maybe next year we can do a further kind of event. We wanted to bring all the startup enthusiastic kind of followers to actually to visit some of the leading Asia accelerator. So such as the Shenzhen now is the Silicon Valley of China. And and then such as we wanted to go to the Dream Factory of China, which is started by the former CEO of Google in China. So Mr. Li Kai-fu, which is known as the father of AI in China. So they have a lot of products and focus on AI. So we wanted to explore that, to open up the horizon. I know some of the Malaysians, like a few Malaysians are doing AI in Shenzhen as well for some car manufacturing. So car manufacturing basically is to detect when you are tired, and while driving, the car will the car will take over. So through facial recognition application.
I know this one local guy who actually not AI is doing VR
Yeah.
for car collision testing.
Okay.
So they insert the different materials and do it in a simulation so that you don't have to wreck a real car.
Yeah.
So Malaysians are pretty up there, but they don't have the proper recognition and to meet the world market.
I think it's the ecosystem. We in terms of ecosystem, I think government has worked very hard, sort of like handholding all our startup. So in terms of globally, you can't find other countries such as Malaysia have so many agencies working on. But the issue is the industry. So you have government sectors, you have some VC, but if the industry doesn't come in,
Right.
it won't be able to quickly manufacture or
meet the demands.
apply the technology into the industry usage.
Right,
So there's a economic demand for it. Yeah.
It's also calling adaptation of new technology.
Yeah. I think the issue is the what we're saying now. You look at a lot other countries. What we need is old money who support the new money.
Exactly.
So the
Right.
you look at the public listed conglomerate we have. They just need to spend, let's say, 1 or 2%
Yes,
of the revenue, which is billions,
Right.
tens of billions. Then we will have a very large fund to support
to
our
channel
startup
into the startups.
and to channel as a startup.
Actually, startups can also give back to those companies that help
Yeah.
them by actually supporting probably their online presence, being a marketplace for them, giving back to them.
Or I think in terms in reality they knew that the current structure, the current companies, the current factory couldn't be able to do what the startup they've been doing. So why don't they just outsource or work or invest, as a VC or angels to support the technologies,
Yes.
and then apply
And
the technology.
get the first-hand technology directly from the startups.
Yeah, I think some of the industry, again, our hidden champion, like such as the furniture. So furniture industry in Malaysia, furniture industry is number 8 or number 9 in the world. So the amount is huge, but then they are very much very traditional, rely on the foreign migrant workers. So and then of course every time when there's a policy change on migrant workers, there'll be hiccup.
Yes.
Challenge for them, and the cost is becoming unbearable,
Right,
increasing. So I think these are the industry that when we talk about industrialization 4.0 AI. So these are the industry that really needs to go towards that sector.
Okay. I never knew furniture.
Yeah,
was one of
furniture.
them.
So furniture in Malaysia is quite good. So but they are very traditional. They're just like industrial, this industrials 1.0 kind of thing. So now we're talking about 4.0. So actually what we should do is to focus on this industry, helping them to use AI, the robotic hand, being able to download all sorts of, so that it can make all sorts of furniture out of it. Yeah,
Yes.
the whole process.
Even the designing process could be done in AutoCAD or something, and then feed it into the machines.
Yeah, I think these are the people. Even when Alibaba came to Malaysia, I think first thing they're looking at is actually to get the furniture association and furniture provider to
Like
come in. Yeah,
Now I've seen many platforms actually have like Jom Borong Prabot di China. So it's like they go on a trip to China, get the furnitures from there and come back.
Yeah.
So if they actually knew that this thing was here, they'll probably buy it locally.
yeah. I think the furniture industry, our biscuit industry, our food industry. Actually,
you were saying Julie's was quite
yeah. So food and beverage industry, and our our foods and
Fruits.
products.
Could you like give some
Yeah.
examples of companies that had made it big in overseas?
I mean, these are the like I discussed before, like 3-in-1 coffee. So so a lot of I think we have Malaysian has sort of like maybe 1,000 brands, which is we never heard before in Malaysia,
Yes.
but doing quite well in China.
Okay.
Coffee, because I think the China people are tea drinking.
They have like
naturally.
hundreds of teas.
Yeah. But then they start to drink coffee, so we're able to But other countries, they don't have this 3-in-1 culture, 3-in-1 coffee culture kind of thing. So Malaysia were able to do that, and also biscuit, and they're starting to eat biscuit. A lot of the white working class in China, actually, when the morning, the nature of them is to eat biscuit as the breakfast.
Okay, with the coffee then.
Yeah, with the coffee. So I think the consumption is going to increase. For example, somebody tell me that actually the consumption of chicken in China last year was 70 million. So it's going to increase one-fold. So you see, the chicken industry in Malaysia are actually becoming very prosperous because
are we exporting or
we
for local consumption?
we are actually exporting. So I mean, but it open up a challenge for us to actually to export. And how do we provide food security and also assurance in terms of the consistency?
Yes, supply, consistent supply. So like, these are all new things that many people don't know about. Like they think if I want to sell things to China, I have to be like some tech product or something. They're forgetting the basic necessities like a chair, a table, or a biscuit or coffee. So how do you put the awareness out that hey, even old industries like this have a chance to go overseas?
I think we should use this as a benchmark, how they do it. Of course, in terms of, I think, in terms of Malaysians who do very well, Malaysian who do well in China, they also employ China's publicity and stuff like that. So, like they do live broadcasts instead of the old text kind of banner, kind of advertisement. So this is what we learned. So actually, you look at the Taobao and also the Alibaba site. The other one is much better in Malaysia. So I think the issue is how do we came up with a higher standard. That it's a global standard. The kind of ads, the kind of information sharing, and then the other one is I think we are doing very well in terms of early stage. When we started with a big bang, but then I think the culture over here in Malaysia is that we are not consistent. At the end of the day, customer service, I think we are lacking in terms of the customer service.
I think we are more towards like immediate results instead of delayed gratification.
What we call that now in the kind of spirit which is a worksmith spirit to actually keep on improving your products. What we do is we came out with products with a big bang, and then we just waited for it to have the results, and we are not very good in terms of the meat and also at the end of the cycle. To make sure it keep on improving, and also user has a better user experience. So I think we are not good in terms of that, and also collecting data, so we'll be able to analyze the future trends.
Currently, I think one thing that we often oversee is like we want to be like a startup culture, but we forget that once we have scaled up, we need to hire the proper marketer, proper brand business
talent recruitment. I think the one of the issue is talent recruitment, but the issue, the challenge we need to face is that let's say Singapore is a big black hole. They're actually sucking up all the talents. So we have to live with that. How to handle the kind of challenge? So to retain our talents, I think we need to come up with a lot more incentive and stuff like that. I think the talent is not only because of the salary and the money, but it's actually the opportunity, the space actually to explore. I think that's a need. The other issue is, of course, you see a lot of Malaysian startup, they couldn't go past the Series A's. Okay, so they raise money.
Why do you think that's the
it's at the end of the day, it's actually when we talk about 0 to 1, is we have a product market fit and we go to the market with the prototypes. We raise a bit of money, and then the challenge is 1 to 100 to really expand it in the market. So I think the other one is we need to come up with more creative ideas. Previously, we have a lot of Uberized kind of, because of Uber and stuff like that. Crowdsource or O2O kind of, then we have all this startup are actually thinking of in terms of Uberized or
like Airbnb.
Kind of thing, sharing economy. So we need to come up with something new.
It's quite an old thing already, like 3-4 years already this has been happening.
I think the other one is looking at the application of technology. Just I came back from China, so I found actually most the China handphone last season already have facial recognition, unlocking service, all this. So I mean, iPhone 10 over there is so old. So a year later,
by tech comparison, it's
old. It's old, and so it gives you a sense that actually our technology has hit a plateau, you know, kind of. So facial recognition, the voice recognition and stuff like that. So it's actually things that in 1980s that come back. AI also, yeah.
Yes.
Now we have more data.
Yes.
So the focus is system integration. How do we do system integration?
Probably you have to totally take away the concept that we need to hold a phone to make it a phone.
Yeah.
What if it's integrated into your shirt, integrated into your watch? It's already happening.
Yeah, so I think the other challenge is to actually apply the technology, the latest technology, because I have seen like our smart city hackathon just finished in September.
Okay.
So even the style group can also do facial recognition. So it's not the technology, it's the
Implementation of the
system integration and integrate into our common business. Nowadays, how to use AI, how to use a chatbot, you know,
How will it
facial recognition, in our normal business, and then make it change it and then make it profitable.
Yes.
Providing the
Cost
service.
effective.
Yes, efficiency and stuff like that. So I think that's the challenge of it. So it's the challenge now is the people. Of course, when we need that, we need a lot of practical opportunity working together with the industry. So I think now the challenge is to get the industry people coming on board. A lot of them actually have reserve cash and stuff like that. Money is not an issue. It's that the understanding and also the understanding, also the sharing, the community doesn't exist.
So it's currently I see a lot of corporate social responsibility projects that also help fund hackathons and all that. Will it be applicable when, like, let's say they let the people go after the hackathon, not hold on to their talents?
I think we welcome actually more and more hackathon, you know, the more the merrier, and we should see a lot. But we need to spread out various type of hackathon, so hardware, software, and stuff like that.
As you say, hackathon for e-commerce.
Yeah. You need to create a lot more. And the other issue is after the hackathon, what's next? Okay.
Yes.
So I think the issue is we need industry people to come in. You know, I would actually welcome more and more our business listing company and stuff like that. Actually, should start to think about spending. Actually, yes, CSR is important, but also put aside 1 or 2% of the group revenue to support the application of technology.
Yes.
Not only VC, but also to actually support it to apply in our industry, SME, and our manufacturing.
So, let's say it's a food tech event, a food tech company comes and then sees like a supply chain management structure.
Yes.
They can actually incorporate that directly into the...
I think the trend now is to, like, I mean, you just take a new first few deep tech, AI, big data, AI, cloud. And then of course cloud, and then of course in terms of the IoT. So if you can do and then facial recognition, voice recognition, you just adopt all this into your services. I think will improve in terms of the food assurance and also user experience.
Right. So, like, what would be the prediction for next year's? Like this year, they've already said robotics, AI, VI, cloud. What will be like next year's needs of growing?
I think the challenge is when I talk about smart city or the application of technology. I think the challenge is eventual challenge is the data. How to acquire the data? So technology now hit the plateau. Everyone mostly can adapt all this technology. So, but at the end of the day, you want to have more data. How do you acquire the data? And then the data will be able to understand the user behavior and also adoption of the technology among the customer.
All right. So, let's say we are collecting data from various sources. Example like traffic cameras. You're collecting data about the car movements. Or at entrance of supermarkets, you're collecting how many people are coming at what time, what hours. What other things you can collect data from?
No, actually, our media and also universities, education institution has a lot of data. I think the other challenge is to create a digital ID
Digital
ID. So we haven't thinking of that to implement it mandatory. We should have digital ID, and also in terms of we've seen is business ID.
Okay.
So now we still need to. You met me. I still need to share my, name card and stuff like that.
Right,
so if you have a digital ID, I will be able to send all my information. And if you want to work with me on certain issues, I will be able to do it efficiently, and also I understand your background. So these are some of the things that are quite trendy now. Digital ID, business ID.
How would we like incorporate something like that currently?
I think the government has to do something to start to work on that. It actually can work. I think we already now a lot of people are using MyEG, payment gateway and stuff like that. Wherever the transaction with the government side or interaction,
even buying what's that? Route tax.
It's just something like you are always signing in with your Facebook account. It's something. So digital ID, I think it will be very helpful.
So one person will have like one ID carrying all his information.
Yeah, so some information. Of course, it has to be well protected in terms of the data security and stuff like that. But I think with that, when all of us are already in cloud, and with digital ID and also application
Google
technology.
already has a profile of everyone.
Yeah. It's just that we haven't been able to adapt it in terms of the, let's say, local government services, let's say all the government services and also business entity.
So, talking about governments, how Selangor has helped this much, I don't see other places doing something like this.
I think other states are embarking on smart city as well. So smart city is the top engineer, So e-commerce and smart retail is e-commerce and startup all fall
under the umbrella of smart
city. Under umbrella of the the ideas of. So actually it's a bottom up rather than top down. So this is what that much of government can do, but then it has to get response from the public. So I think we've seen now the campaign now, like Cyberjaya has been doing on smart city, Selangor, and then Penang are coming out. So we heard Johor Iskandar as well as Sarawak and Malacca are also follow suit.
Kuching is also tied up with Magic. They have a center there growing local talents, and Iskandar is probably bringing in some big names. I heard to their place.
Industry players,
Although it's probably a health hub going to be something like that as well.
So it has to be started with certain areas. You have a sampling, and then you have sort of the kind of demo area, demonstration area, so that all these services can be done together, and then you gather all the like-minded people. So I think that's where we are going to start. But I hope that actually we need more funding and resources. I think the challenge that over here we've seen that just like China government, they investing in the government. So for us, the funny thing is that you see the best offices is in shopping center, rather than in government offices. So we may have a balloon kind of government services, but then we don't invest in government capability.
No.
So investing in government capability and equipment so that they can providing better service to the public.
Like, let's say someone has a solution for the government process. Like existing examples probably will be a queuing counter or a chatbot implementation. How do they take it up to the government level?
They can actually talk to, I think we have various government agency, MDEC, Cradle and stuff like that. A lot of government department now is quite open to all the ideas, and like Selangor and just talk to CITEC or Smart Selangor. So that's not a challenge. I think the important thing is that we need to keep on investing in the public services. So especially on frontline services. So I think that's a challenge, and also apply the technology. Apply the technology in all across the board.
Coming from a government background myself, I see that like development expenditure, capex is there, it's being put in. After that, there's no maintenance or operational expenditure.
That's also a challenge.
So how do they like balance out what could be an idea to balance
I think both is you must have the concept if you want to just like the challenge to a lot of Malaysians' mind is that when we start to acquire the technology,
Yes.
and then we have to maintain it, and then we have to upgrade it.
Right,
upgrade
right.
it. So the idea now is you just adopt the technology, but then there's no maintenance, there's no upgrading, and also improvement of the 2.0, 3.0 kind of version. So we need to plan ahead, and also I think the issue is don't be afraid to invest in terms of the public services quality.
Right. All right. So like.
And government can play the role of accelerator. Let's say government accelerator. That is also important as well. So we've seen a lot of countries like Taiwan, Japanese. Actually, government sectors are adopting the technology from the startup, so that the startup can grow, and then the public sector come in. So the government play a role as government accelerator.
So like coming back to this, is like Selangor actually thinking about something like that?
Yeah, I think we are talking to and there are a few discussion, to work on that. So, but then I think there is also a cultural change to because we have various stakeholder. So
you've not seen anything like this before.
Yeah, we need to take some time to actually to talk to the stakeholder, to work with them, but I think. We have seen a few results, like the Klang River cleanliness. Also central government and state government.
Yes.
And then the rubbish collection, KDV done through apps and also smart device.
Yes.
They've seen various improvements. So they're taking care of not only Klang municipal, but the 6 more municipal.
All right.
Yeah.
So like data collection, as you said, is very important. So if you know garbage is collecting in one area, or someone sends you data,
or you know where the garbage will be,
or even river, like the river level is rising to a certain level, and you have a radar over there sending you a message. So you'll divert the river somewhere else into a holding ponds or something like. These are all data collection, right? So for, let's say, behavioral analysis, for a bias analysis, like we're coming back to merchants and e-commerce. How would you how are you collecting data?
I think the basic is the user behavior and user respond to a certain post or sharing. Then
what kind of posts get shared a lot?
Share a lot, but also you know that what kind of products that actually get hits, or people wanted to. The kind of specification.
Also the timing of the day, 8 a.m.
Timing.
Certain products only sell after midnight.
Malaysian wake up after 10 o'clock. So the Facebook Nation of Malaysia is from 10 to also 1 or 2 o'clock at morning.
One way to actually people are currently doing is like a split test, A/B testing. Continue with the better one and keep testing. Besides that, what will be your suggestion to actually improve their sales a little bit more? Probably in customer care handling.
I think the focus now is not only you acquire the new customer, marketing and stuff like that. Retain your customer, and then to make sure the old customer they will be able to come back, and then they get the information from you, and also maintain a good relationship.
They give them special like loyalty discounts.
But also I think not in terms of discount, but also just keep talking to them. So you need to educate, and then you pass on the information.
All right. So, how other ways can you like keep them, because it costs much lesser to keep a person than to actually acquire a new customer? I think the other one is just keep talking to them is very important. So the patient, and then to make sure your delivery and at the end is good, and then the user experience is good. It is always with let's say if they're interested to buy something, but then they're having problem to quickly purchase it. Use proper solutions.
The whole buying process must be very smooth. So that's also a challenge in Malaysia. And also being able to deliver what they want.
So we know that in China, sales by WeChat is very high. So they incorporate a payment gateway into WeChat. When would something like that come to Malaysia?
I think Tencent is coming next year. So we'll see the styling. The WeChat styling, they call it a WeChat merchant in the smaller platform. I think we already have PM culture, so it will blend with that.
So the chatbot will initially ask, what do you want to buy, how many of those you want to buy, then an actual sales rep will come into the picture, right? So alright, I think we're almost out of time for this week. Mr. Yong shared a lot about how Selangor State is helping local e-commerce merchants. And as well, if you all want to get in touch with CTech, just check out their Facebook page, CTech, and also CTech Academy online to check out all the other people that they have helped and how you too can learn from them. You also said you have a library of 100 plus videos and 60 tutorials.
60 videos, 100 PPT.
60 videos and 100 PowerPoint slides where you all can probably seek out your ideation or
learn from others.
Learn from others. Actually, they have already done the studies. So learn from others. Don't be like shy to ask, right?
Yeah.
People are always on their own, like, will my idea work? Will my idea work? Go and ask people. Will
You have to take the first step to go and test it. Yeah.
Test it. If there's one thing you want to share with our audience, Mr. Yong, what would it be?
I think it's important to dare to start the first step, and then to remember that every champion started from the same same situation like you.
Yes.
So from a situation that you have a lot of lacking and inexperience, and then he has to start from a first step.
Right.
Even like Alibaba, they started off 18 years ago in a small apartment.
6 friends.
18 guys in a small apartment. So it's all started, in a very agile situation. I think that's important too. And then they keep growing and stuff like that. So the kind of growth that actually digital economy have seen is actually unprecedented. And so we should be so that's why they always insist on faith and also hope. Faith and hope that actually, and then you keep on working on it until you come up with a better products.
Faith is believing that your work will succeed, and hope is hoping for.
There always a better, always a better tomorrow.
Actually, digital currently. You don't need a physical presence, so you already saved on rental, deposit, electricity, water, everything, and even logistics. You can have a central warehouse to do all that. So yes, take the first step, and if anything, just
be brave. Be brave. And
got any questions? Call CTech. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you.